Hi, I just got back, or not, I'm not back, I'm still in town, but I just finished attending a a conference for independent book publishers. I was really excited to attend this conference, my first book publishing conference. I was really excited to attend it. And now that I'm a couple of days away from the conference and looking back and looking at my notes and getting my action steps together, I'm realizing that the news was really discouraging in the conference. The news from the conference, from the speakers, from the other attendees was pretty discouraging to somebody like me who is brand new or even like a step before brand new, right, to being a publisher. And so I want to talk about what happens when you have a business idea, a business plan, a business dream, and you get a whole bunch of news that that's not probably going to work. And I want to talk about the multifaceted approach to entrepreneurship that I think it's important that we take. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so those are the things that we're going to talk about today. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Stephanie Perry. Welcome to my second YouTube channel, Stephanie Perry Media. On this channel, I take you behind the scenes of starting and growing a media business. I have a YouTube channel called Stephanie Perry with 145,000 subscribers. I am in the process of taking of expanding that and also of starting book publishing. And so here on this channel, I just show you those things. So I'm going to show you like the behind the scenes or what's going through my mind about the conference. I'm sorry I didn't do a video before the conference, but I had a lot going on. I was in Morocco and I had a lot going on. So I didn't get a chance before the conference to talk about my conference plan. I went into the conference with a plan. I didn't get a chance to tell you about that. And so instead, let me just tell you about the outcome of attending the conference and the things that I think I'm going to need to make some adjustments on. Yeah, let's talk about that. Hi, friends. All right. Hey, guys. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Zykia. Hello, now. Hello, Francine. Hey, Natasha. Hey, Tia D. All right. Thanks for joining in. I appreciate you guys for being here. Haven't seen some of you in a long time. Some of you I haven't seen in like days. But others of you I haven't seen in quite a while. So nice to see your faces. I've been bopping around. I was in, you may know, I was in London and then Morocco for the Exodus Summit meetup, which was amazing. And then came back to San Diego, or came to San Diego for the conference. All right, so I want to say that the conference wasn't bad. So I'm not saying anything. I hope nobody interprets this as me saying anything negative about the conference. The conference itself was well organized and well run and nice, and right? It was good. We had good speakers and good sessions. But let me tell you about the things that really took some wind out of my sails, at least temporarily. The very first session, the keynote session, was with two independent book publishers who are doing well enough to be keynote speakers at a conference for independent book publishers. As far as I know, one of two conferences for independent book publishers out there, right? These are indie publishers who are doing well enough to be the keynote speakers at this event. One of them has two New York Times bestsellers in her catalog. Her small independent publishing company has two books that are New York Times bestsellers, which is really, really, really impressive. And neither one of these book publishers is paying themselves any money. Right? Neither of these publishers are making money themselves. Their company is making enough money to pay employees and to pay authors. But the publisher, the owner of the company, is not making any money. And as you know, the reason that I want to run a publishing company, part of the reason, and not only publish my own books, but publish other people's books, is I view this as a path to a yacht. Okay, Stephanie Perry wants a yacht. I want a yacht for my life. And I thought that, or I still think that not just producing my own work, right, but publishing other authors is a path to financial independence, right, is a path to having an asset that continues to make money, which is the real thing. Which is the more important thing that I want. More important than a yacht is something that will make money for me, right? Some people want to own real estate. Some people want to learn how to invest and trade in the stock market. I want to do book publishing as a path to financial independence, right? As a path to having assets that continue to make money. So hearing that these two very successful, these publishers who have very successful books in their on their rosters, hearing that they're not making enough money to pay themselves, and of course I'm not, was very discouraging. I think part of the situation is the next thing that we want to talk about. Come on. As soon as I use this extra high powered light, and like bugs from like all over decide, oh, it's party time as soon as I turn this light on. But I think part of the reason may be that these book publishers were authors first, both children's book authors first, and I think there may be a missing business component to their business, right? They may be running their businesses as authors instead of as publishers. They may not be doing the business stuff, maybe, right? As far as I know, as a person who already has a business, a coaching business that is making money, I think it's really easy for people to get caught in the thing that they're good at and forget that, like, this is a whole business. You have to do other things too, not just the things that you're good at. By people, I mean also me, right? Also me. So like as a coach, I have to do the work. I have to do the coaching, right? And the content stuff. But I also, the coaching and content stuff is separate, but I have to do the coaching, which is a thing that I'm good at. I think coaching, teaching, I think breaking things down into steps is a special skill or ability that I have. The ability to learn how to do something and then show someone else how to do something. That's my wheelhouse. And a lot of people have a wheelhouse, right? Have a thing that they're really good at, and then they expand that into a full-fledged business, but don't do the other business things, which are marketing, right? Managing the money, the books, the finances, networking, and keeping on top of your skills, right? I think those are at least 5 pieces that need to be in place in order for you to go from I'm an author who has a coaching business. I mean, I'm an author who has a book publishing business too. I have a book this is a full-fledged book publishing business that is making me enough money to pay myself. What they said in the session was that one of the publishers had raised over $1 million from investors. And I want to say her publishing house was 3 years old. I think it started in 2020, right? Was 3 years old, and she was not paying herself, right? She's still at a place where she doesn't have the money to pay herself, right? Physical books are expensive. Physical books, the publishers aren't making an arm and a leg on physical books. And I assume that she's got editors and, a whole bunch of employees, right? Yeah, Teresa says maybe too many employees. I don't know about too many. I don't know. It was just like a punch in the stomach. I felt like I got punched in the stomach when both of them were like, oh no, we don't pay ourselves. We're not making any money. Personal, so I don't know. I don't know those people. I don't know them. I don't know their businesses. All I can do is guess and conjecture and try to make sure that I don't put myself on a path where that's also my story in 3 years. So I don't know what the problem is. At least one of them, they're both book publishers who have a mission to pay their authors well. They pay a lot more than the average book publishing company. A deal for a brand new, here's what some of you don't know. Anybody here have a book published through a traditional method, published through a third party? A lot of new authors who don't have an audience, when you get your book published through a major publisher, they pay you 17 cents per copy of the book as the author. The author gets 17 cents. That's a pretty standard number. 17 cents per copy of the book sold, right? And so one of the publishers said that she pays her people a $40,000 advance and she pays them 40% royalties. not 17 cents, right? I don't mean 17%. I mean literally 17 cents. It's a pretty standard industry number. So she's paying them very well. I would hope also to pay, I mean, part of the plan, right, is to also pay authors well in my own business that doesn't exist yet, but will soon. So I guess part of it may be, I'm guessing, part of it may be that she's just paying too well to also benefit herself. I don't want to run a business that's going to take up my time and not make any money. Like, time is not replaceable. So that was the first piece of discouraging news, and it was the very first session, right? That these publishing houses, that these very small independent publishers are not, even though they're getting critical success, right? 2 New York Times bestsellers on her roster, and I don't even know. She probably doesn't even have 10 books, right? 20% of your books are New York Times bestsellers. That's amazing. But the fact that she's not making enough money to pay herself, okay, so that was the first punch in the stomach. The second punch in the stomach I've already recovered from. I think I figured it out. The second one was the advancement of artificial intelligence in in writing, right? That people are using AI to write their books. In the beginning, I was like, so then we're about to see the market flooded with books, right? So whereas today I could publish a book about career breaks, I would love to publish an anthology of Black women's career breaks, right? Today I could publish that book and be the only one out there, or one of maybe two or three over the next couple of years. Instead, I could be one of 2,000 or 3,000 over the next couple of years, because people are using AI to write 40,000 words in a day, write a book in a day. And so that it started out initially pretty discouraging, but I've already come to terms with that. What I've decided is that maybe, right, the market may be flooded with really with books, but the people who are going to do that aren't going to take the time to make a really good book. Still, I think really good books will always win. So I'm already over it. I'm already over that second dis- disappointment. But the first disappointment, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I am just totally unrealistic about what book publishing can do, right? I'm totally unrealistic about money, or if I'm just, if I'm right, that maybe these are just people who didn't have business partners. I believe in bringing in a business partner, bringing in somebody who has a skill set that you don't, right? So those are the thoughts that I'm thinking. Hi, Ms. Callie. Stop giving away your ideas. Just like I just said with the AI. There's nobody can do what I can do, right? Nobody can do what you can do. Somebody can sit down and get together some Black women and write an anthology of career breaks. It's still not going to be the same. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm a collaborator. I'm not a person who has too many competition fears, right? So I don't have any fear of competition out there. I mean, look at how long I've been talking house sitting on YouTube. But who else do you know who's talking house sitting on YouTube? Look at the opportunity. Like, I've shown my numbers. Trusted House Sitters affiliate program pays me more than $2,000. No, we'll go with 2,000. We'll go with $1,500 to $2,500 every month. I get paid just because I talk about Trusted House Sitters and people use my link to sign up for Trusted House Sitters. But who else has started a house sitting YouTube channel? Nobody that I know of, right? Ideas are a dime a dozen. The execution is the thing. Everybody, look, I'll give you ideas. Will you do it? Right? All somebody had to do was be like, oh, let me make a YouTube channel about house sitting, right? Let me get myself an affiliate link, right? I'm telling you, $1,500 to $2,500 every month I get from Trusted House Sitters, just because I talk about house sitting and people use my link. So I'm not too worried about the idea. It's the execution, which is another reason I'm not too worried about AI. I think AI actually will be really helpful to me, a small publisher to be, who needs some extra support. I think AI will probably be more helpful to me than problematic. So yeah, I'm not too worried about that. I think when you tell people what you're working on, you get, what you gain is more than what you lose, I think. What you gain, sometimes you'll gain a connection. Somebody will be like, oh, well, let me introduce you to so and so. If nobody knew that I wanted to publish a book, well, I don't know. I haven't really made too many book publishing friends yet, but at some point I expect. That's another thing that was kind of discouraging about the conference. I know I'm going in like three different directions, but that was the thing that was also kind of discouraging about the conference. I thought maybe I would walk away with a list of people from the conference, speakers or presenters or just attendees, who I want to foster a relationship with, right? Maybe a mentorship relationship, or maybe like just a peer relationship with. But I didn't meet people. Part of it was my fault. Part of it is just, if you don't say hi to me, I may not say hi to you. But another part of it was these were just not my people. I don't know how to say that without sounding like a terrible person, right? So I went to the Hello Summit workshop. I went to the Hello 7 workshop. I went to the Hello 7 conference called ROI, the Millionaire Summit. I met so many new friends, right? So many new people that I need to keep in touch with, that I want to continue. I started a relationship and I want to keep it going. That was mostly Black and brown women. I would say mostly Black and brown women at that thing. At this thing, not not mostly Black and brown women, and I just didn't meet anybody that I wanted to form any kind of relationship with. I did do a quick hello drive-by with a Black man in the business, who said, email me. We were crossing and he was about to do a thing, and he emailed me. And so maybe one, I'll say, maybe one. So it was kind of discouraging to not come away. I really did expect to come away with a list. Hello 7 spoiled me. That ROI Summit spoiled me, okay? Because I left that with like, okay, here are new people who are in my circle now. And then even Adelia's retreat, which only had 5 women. I don't mean only in a negative way, but Adelia's retreat, which had 5 women, okay, I came away with 5 women who I keep in touch with now, right? At this conference, no. I did get a chance to meet with Gertrude, who was not attending the conference, but who lives in San Diego. She's Jean Nantra here on YouTube. And if you're watching the replay, hello friends in the future, I'll link to her channel here in the description of this video. She is a freelance writer, and she's done some coaching and freelance writing, and now she's writing fiction. She's gone from writing nonfiction to fiction, or maybe, I guess the better way to say it, she's added fiction, romance, into her repertoire. And it was really nice to sit and talk writing with her, but that was outside of the conference, right? So that's what is happening. Some discouraging news, some news that was okay, right? I came away with more questions than answered. I don't think any of the questions that I came into the conference were answered, right? Like, a serious question that I have is, do I need to start off with a distributor, or can I do things print on demand for now and then switch over to a distributor? Still my question. I didn't get an answer to that. None of the sessions were helpful in that regard. I didn't get any questions answered about some things that are pretty specific that I probably wouldn't get quite answered at a conference. But, like you see the session names and you're like, okay, I'm going to learn this, this, and this. But I didn't learn the things I expected to learn in the sessions. And then the session that I was most excited for, copyright, trademark, legal protection for authors, was canceled. The speaker was not able to make it. So the session that I was most excited for didn't even happen. So let's see, what's happening in the comments? So that's where I have, that's where I am right now. Latrice, hi Latrice, I use AI daily. It serves a great purpose for short form content. Yeah, so for a second, just for a second in the conference, I was like, ugh, AI means the end of things for me before I even get started. And then I was like, oh, wait, you already use AI. So I've been using vidIQ to write my YouTube video titles lately on my main channel, which is called Stephanie Perry. And so I'm like, oh, you're already using AI. What are you talking about? And you're right, AI is already out in the world. So if I've been putting in my title and let vidIQ give me a better title, which is why so many of my videos lately have been called The Secret To, or The Three Secrets To. AI loves the secret, okay? So I was like, oh no, it's probably just going to make things better, right? AI doesn't mean book cover designers are going to be out of business. AI means a book cover designer who knows how to also use artificial intelligence is going to be able to be more effective, efficient, prolific, whatever the words are, right? It's not going to take away the book cover designer job. It's going to make the book cover designer job easier. Just like graphic design, just like Photoshop did for graphic design, right? Nobody's like, oh no, most people are not out like learning Photoshop and stuff to do graphic design. They're still paying a designer to do the things, but the designer is able to do better work and quick, faster work. I think AI will be very similar in the book world. So yes, some people will just have AI, have the bots, write a book, and they'll put that book out in the world. But a person who's going to do that is not going to market the book very well. They're going to do everything not well. I think a good book will always win. I still do think that. So I got over that concern pretty quickly. Thank you. Thanks, friends. Your heart now says your heart will lead you in the right direction. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm feeling, yeah, like I'm going to need to do things a different way now. So walking away from the conference with no prospects for mentorship means I'm going to need to do more research and find the coach. So Latrice says, can you hire a coach? I hope so. I don't know. I haven't yet found, so I thought, I'm going to go to the conference and this is how I'm going to find somebody who can help me, who can mentor me or coach me. Maybe are there people who teach book publishing, right? Are there coaches in the publishing world? I don't know. So I've got writing coaches, right? And I've got marketing coaches. I've got people who coach me on different parts of things. And I think I could I think I could find a coach to help me with the the business money stuff, which is I am totally unprepared, unequipped to do on my own. So actually, I'm gonna go back on that statement. I wouldn't even want a coach in that aspect. I just want to pay somebody to do the money stuff. But your question, can I hire a coach? Yes, but now I'm going to need to find them, right? I thought I would find that person in the conference. I'm just saying that it's just going to continue to be more work. I'm not saying that I'm throwing my hands up, right? So yes, the answer is yes, I'll just need to find someone. Anissa, I'm sending you some resources. Okay, thank you. Please do. Please do. My email is stephanie@vicarious.com. Oh, well, that's my other email. That's okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. There's the other one, but for this channel, I'm supposed to use another email address to keep things separate, but it's all good. Yeah. Hi, Deonda. Okay, Deonda's like, I get that. Yeah. Anissa, you need to join me in the Hello 7 Club. I'm in the club. I'm in the club. I'm in the club, girl. Lots of writers in there. It's about to reopen. I'm in the club. That's how I knew about the conference. I've been in the Hello 7. I've already re-upped my membership once or twice. Once or twice. I don't know. I've already re-upped my membership. Like, I'm in the club. Maybe you don't see me at the I use her information and her resources. Maybe you don't see me in the sessions very often. I've probably once every other month I go to something. So I'm supposed to do it twice a month, right? But it's probably more like once every other month I go to something, whether it's the Money Church or just the co-work, they don't call it co-work, study hall or something. I go to something. Yeah, I'm in the club. I believe in paying people who know what they're doing to teach me what to do. I believe in that. Like, just like I'm a coach, I have coaches. Yeah, I'm not doing this stuff. I'm not struggling and flailing trying to figure things out. No, you tell me. Coach me. Teach me. Yeah, I believe in that. I believe in it. Yeah, like I said, I pay a writing coach. I actually have paid 2 writing coaches, or maybe 3, because I ghosted my first writing coaches. Okay, but now I still pay a writing coach. I pay Hello 7, which is the business coach. I pay, yeah, Rachel Rod, Hello 7. That might be it right now. At different times, I've done different things, but that's it right now. Yeah. Okay. Oh, so Sabrina, Anissa can't share the link here because YouTube won't let you put a link in. She can't share her affiliate link here. YouTube won't let you put a link in the chat. So maybe if you're okay, but you can put your email address, Sabrina, and Anissa can email it to you, and then you can remember to come back and remove your email address from the chat if you want to do that. You can put email addresses in the chat, but you can't drop a link like a dot something. Hi, Jade, exclamation point. Hi. From the remaining 45%, you then pay the author, the printing, the marketing, right. So I think that this is the thing. I think that paying a $40,000 upfront advance plus paying 40% commission, right? What I think I've learned is I can't do that. It's generous. It's wonderful. But what she taught me is that I can't do that. I cannot be that aggressive because I will not have any money, right? I got mouths to feed. My own. Right? I can't be that aggressive. She has a spouse, a husband who supports her, right? This literally, both of the speakers have husbands who support them, right? I mean, how discouraging. Can you imagine me sitting there, the very first session, two independent book publishers who are seeing amazing success, and right? And the first thing I learn about them is that their spouses financially support them because they don't make enough money or they don't have enough. It's not the revenue, it's the profit, right? To pay themselves. I mean, I think you can feel my pain. I think you can feel my pain. I was like, right? Because I got 7 years to get me a yacht, right? I was supposed to be in a yacht in 7 years. Right? And the third discouraging thing was don't invest in movies. I went to a session on Hollywood, right? On how to get Hollywood to option your story. And what he said was the only reason there is to invest your money into movies is that you need a tax write-off. You need to lose some money to pay less taxes. Other than that, you're not getting your money back. It's not a profitable thing. So I thought, right? I thought Stephanie's going to write her own books. I'm going to write my own books. Then I'm going to self-publish, right? And then publish other people's books. And then take some of that money and invest it in film. I swear I thought, right? Stephanie Perry Media. The business is called Stephanie Perry Media, right? And that in 8 years, so that was starting last year. 8 years from last year, that's going to get me in a yacht, right? I told you I've picked out a yacht. I've got a 4 million, I think like a 14 million, and then like an $80 million yacht, just in case, right? I got them picked out. Anyway. Y'all don't, I think you understand how upsetting and discouraging that would have been. But it just means that I've got to kind of figure out what is the difference. What's the difference between them and a publisher who is making enough money to pay her own way in life, right? So, yes, so that's what I need to figure out, okay? Christine, I'm in the middle of signing my first contract as a traditional published author. Congratulations. I'm sure you could go traditional. Let me tell you what I was offered. I'm going to tell you exactly what I was offered. I already had over 100,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and I had 10, 12, 15,000 email. I have an email list at that time of 10 to 15,000 names. Those people, they offered me $4,000 to write a book, 0 royalties. The disrespect, right? That was the day I decided I was going to start my own publishing company. Right? They came to me. I didn't approach them. They said, listen, you have an audience. we have an idea. They had like some data that told them that the industry, the black writing a book for Black women was the way to go. It was the next book. They wanted to write a book for Gen X Black women. You have an audience of Gen X Black women. We want you to write this book for $4,000, no royalties. That was my offer, right? So I don't see it in the traditional world. I don't see it. As a person who is going to market my own work, I don't see how even a standard 17 cents per copy, right? 17 cents per copy is a pretty normal first time contract, right? I don't see how I could not, I don't have, there's no way I could not beat that, right? Right? Like if the average traditionally published author, right? If they sell less than 1,000 books, the average traditionally published author sells less than 1,000 books, right? It's probably more like 200. I think the number was 200, right? Right. So that's telling me that they're not going to do the marketing. You sign with whoever, Penguin Random House, right? They're not going to market the book. You sell as many books as you can sell to your people. Well, I can already sell that many, right? And I can already sell it, and I can already keep the profits. So I don't see traditional being anywhere. I cannot imagine, and I have a great imagination. I can't imagine any traditional publisher being able to offer me anything near what I could do for myself. Even selling a book on Amazon, I think a $7.99 book, you get $4.20 in royalties from Amazon. I think that's the number, right? $4.20. I can sell 1,000 books, right? Right? I could probably sell 25,000 books, right? I have a 20,000 person email list. I have 145,000 subscribers on my channel, on my main channel, right? So let's say I could sell 25,000 books at $4.20, right? That's $105,000. 25,000 books at 17 cents per copy is 4,250, right? So I can't imagine a traditional publisher giving me any kind of offer that would make it worthwhile for me, a person who has an audience and knows how to market a book. If I were an author who didn't want to, so I talked about the parts of a business that people sometimes don't want to do, right? They want to do the work. So like a writer will want to write, but they don't want to market. They don't want to deal with the finances and the money. They don't want to network, right? They don't want to update their skill, keep their skills updated with the current technology. As a person who's willing to either do those things or pay for those things, I cannot imagine any traditional offer being worth it for me, right? I think traditional publishing for me would only work if I wasn't willing to do the marketing and the networking and the pay somebody to do the money stuff, you know? But okay, but congratulations to you, right? Congratulations to you. You've done something that so many people would give anything for, right? Congratulations on getting that traditional deal. I'm just saying, as a person who has an audience and who knows how to market, I can't see how it would be worth it. Yeah. Hi, Wild Love Living. Wonderful. Okay. Welcome. Good evening. Okay. Yeah, so Anissa says your mentors are in there. Okay. So I I have not seen, I need to maybe raise my hand and say, who's in this space, right? Who's in the independent book publishing space? Because I just haven't seen support there, which is why one of the reasons I was so excited to go to the conference. I don't mean support. I just haven't seen people in that world. A lot of people in Hello 7 are coaches. A lot of people in Hello 7 are service providers of some sort. I haven't seen people in the indie publishing world. But maybe that's just, the answer is just open up your mouth and say, here's what I need help with. Who is this? Who knows this? Hi, Jenna, the soul writer. I love Sarah Cannon's courses on publishing. She's a person whose channel I subscribe to, but I never seem to catch her. Okay, so I'm gonna write her down. I subscribe to her channel, and for a long time I was on her email list. I may no longer be on her email list. But thank you. Thank you. Okay, and Arlen Hamilton. Arlen is I'm in Arlen's program as well. So I pay for Arlen's program, but it's one that I don't do. You know what I mean? It's one, and I forgot. I forgot I was in it. So that's probably another place where I could go and get some good information. Yeah, I'm in her, and it's not a Patreon community, but whatever the community is. Okay, I will. Stop being ridiculous. And this says, stop being ridiculous. Post in the club and tell people you need help. All right, thank you. Hi, Kathy. Yeah, Money Church. Yeah, I go to a thing in Hello 7 probably once every 2 months or so. I need to do a little more. Okay. All right. Yeah. Deonda says they're okay not getting paid, so you can't follow that business plan. No. Yeah, both of them. Oh, my husband supports me, right? So until I find a rich sucker, I needs to make some money. Okay, Kemi says the money is in film distribution. So that's the same thing that we talked about in the conference. The money is in book distribution, right? Not in book publishing. Even the publishing companies, they're making their money from distribution. Yes, so okay, so same, okay, okay, all right. Jan, what happened with breakfast? The 38, you mean the $38 hotel breakfast? What do you mean? But the conference was in a Marriott. Breakfast was $36 before tax and tip. I don't have any, I don't have a whole lot of good feedback from the conference, but I swear it's not the conference's fault. I promise. It's not the conference's fault. $38 for the breakfast buffet. I'm like, there is no such thing as a $38 breakfast. Like, it's dough. And then instead of giving, I'm right, $36, I'm sorry, not 38, $36 before tax and tip. And then the syrup is just corn syrup. It's not like for $36, maple syrup, okay? I want maple syrup, right? Here they come with those little prepackaged little corn syrups. I'm like, no, indeed, $36 and no maple syrup? Yes, right? So that being my first, and they pitched me, right? So that $4,000 to write the book, and they came to me. I mean, y'all you ain't got to worry about me. You ain't got to worry about me. They had a book that did amazingly well on Amazon, written by a white woman, and they basically wanted a black woman's version. It was like self-love workbook, something like that. No, it wasn't for white women. It was for women. You know what I'm saying? It was called something like the self-love workbook for women or something like that. Okay, I was like, so then, yeah, the woman who was having the woman who I was on the Zoom call with, she was like, okay, now that I've done my official job, let me tell you what you really should do. What you need to do is write your own book and publish your own book. And I was like, that was the day. That was the day. I was like, got it. Noted. Okay? Noted. Will do. Yeah. Anissa, it still feels like you're onto something. I agree. There's just going to have to be some help. I'm just going to need some help. I think so, but I'm just going to need some help. Yeah. Listen, you ain't got to worry about me. Okay, you ain't got to worry about me. Hi, Tracy. Tracy said that's exactly the reason why I decided to self-publish and market my book. There are a lot of seven-figure public speakers who self-publish. That's right. That's right. I think one person telling you that she made 17 cents per book, and you're going to be like, there's a better way. There is a better way. What I will never forget is Ajayi. Lovey, you know Lovey. She had or still has that huge following, and her very first book, I'm Judging You, was traditionally published, and she went on, I don't know where she went out, talking about her book reached bestseller status, And her book publisher refused to put the little bestseller starburst on her book. They kept running printings of her physical book, but refused to put, I don't remember if she was a New York Times bestseller or a, what's the other one, whatever. But they just kept printing, oh, sorry, we forgot. I'm like, this is basic, basic. This is the thing that they get to brag about as well. Like the basic lack of care that they gave her as an author. And then, even more egregious, she had to go to the airport, what do they call it, Hudson News? She went to them herself to get her books in airports. She made the meeting, took the meeting, got the agreement to get her book in airports. I'm like, well, what was the point of the publisher, right? She had a humongous and engaged audience. What did they do for her? What, like, serious question. What did they do for her? I don't know. I don't know. Because we know that going in front of maybe what your publisher can do is probably get you better PR on the big places, the Good Morning Americas, right? Your publisher can get you in on Good Morning America easier than you can if you're just self-published, okay? But does Good Morning America sell books like her own email list, like her own social media accounts, like her own YouTube channel or blog? No. I already know the answer is no, right? I've not been on Good Morning America, but I've had some traditional platforms cover me, right? New York Times, Atlanta Journal-Constitution, zero benefit, zero benefit compared to a smaller but more niche and more engaged audience like Travel Noir, right? Travel Noir, posting my stuff and posting the summit the first year, sold more tickets than the second or third year getting press in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, the New York Times. Rashida was covered in Elle Magazine or something, right? Zero. Zero return, $0. So your publisher can, I think that is a thing that having a traditional publisher can do. They can get you in front of those audiences, but that's not going to correlate to book sales. It's not like having your own audience. And then you're eligible for awards, right? Being traditionally published means you're eligible for awards. Everything else benefits you being on your own or with a small or an independent publisher, either self-published or independent publisher. I believe that. Yeah. Sharita, hi. You're better setting up a book funnel. Yeah, right? As a person who knows how to market, right, who knows how to do that, I feel confident. I feel confident about that aspect. What I don't feel confident in is the publisher stuff, the publisher stuff. I know the marketing stuff. And not to say that I'm the world's greatest marketer, right? But I know marketing. I understand it. Yeah, and I know where to learn, where to go to learn. So the book publisher stuff, I do still need help. Okay. Yeah, unless you feel like, listen, this is an award-worthy book, right? This is going to win me some. What is the horror award? There's a horror award with a really cool name, right? This is going to win me that, right? Or at least get me on the list. Unless that's the case, I can't see somebody who already has an audience. I can't see how it would be worth it. I would need and I'm so convinced that I'm not even going to worry about it. I would need them to sit down and show me the money. Like, sit down, show me the numbers, right? But if you're talking 17 cents per copy, I can beat that. Yeah. I don't know, Christina. I'm telling you, girl, they offered me $4,000 flat. And it's the company, the publisher that publishes the Self-Love Workbook for Women, which has sold, I don't know, 100,000 copies, right? They published the self-love workbook for women. They offered me $4,000, and this was, you know, a while ago. Like not when I was brand new. I had probably 100,000 subscribers, 80 to 100,000 YouTube subscribers, 10 to 15,000 people on my email list, excuse me, right? Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you, friends. All right, so it pays to it pays to have gripes. It pays to have gripes. And this is said, yeah, let me take my own advice. Yes. $36. It was the eggs. Are eggs still expensive? Yeah, eggs are still expensive here. Yeah. No, I don't have, no, we weren't, Jan. No, I don't think so. If you were communicating with somebody, it was not me because I don't have any plans. I came here to not do things. There is a meetup in Palm Springs. There is a meetup in Palm Springs on Saturday. And if you're in the Exodus Summit community, the information is there. It's an Exodus Summit meetup in Palm Springs on Saturday. No, if you're communicating with somebody, it's not me. So you know those. If anybody on my channel tells you to DM them, to Telegram them, what is the other thing you said? WhatsApp me. That's not me. I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing it. My email address is stephanie@vicarious.com. That's the only way I communicate. Right? Yeah, like Lovey had the potential. So book publisher, the traditional publisher, only a handful of their books are going to sell any copies, right? So she seems like she would be an author who you would put all of your efforts behind because she's one of the ones. She's one of the ones who's going to cover for the other authors, right? The other books who are going to lose money, right? Some of the books are going to lose money, some are going to gain money. You're going to put all your efforts behind this one, I would think, because she's going to make money. Because at the time, she had a huge engaged audience, and her book was in line, right? It wasn't like she was writing a book about being a tech entrepreneur, right? Which I think she is, but her book was related to her blog and her audience, right? And she had to do the footwork. So, and that was years ago, right? That was a few years ago. But she had to do the footwork. So I'm like, what is the benefit? What are they going to do for me? What would they do for me? I don't know. Right? Like that's why you become a bestseller. Right? The New York Times bestseller list, the real only benefit, because it doesn't give you any extra money. You're selling books, but you're not getting anything extra from it. The only benefit is that starburst on that cover, baby, right? And she said they had 2 or 3 printings, and they kept, oh, sorry, we forgot. Oh, sorry, right? Like, come on. I'm not gonna forget that. I forget a lot of things, but I'm not gonna forget that, right? Like, well, then what did you do for her? Right? What did you do for her? Because she could have paid someone to edit the book herself and paid someone to put the cover, do the cover, and paid someone to do the aligning. It's not called aligning, paid somebody to do all of those things. She could have done a Kickstarter, or even if she didn't want to pay out of pocket, she could have done a Kickstarter, right? And then for every book copy, she could have raked in those royalties. So what? I don't know. Somebody tell me. This is why. This is why Stephanie Perry Media LLC exists today. Yeah. I can't imagine. Yeah, right? Like Sabrina, sounds like the publisher leveraged her influence to take her money. That is book publishing, right? Like that is book publishing. That is the way, that is it, right? They find someone who already has an audience, who's already going to buy some books, and then they publish that person's books. They pay them, chump change per book for the prestige of being published by this house, right? Keep that prestige. You can't eat prestige. can't eat prestige. Hello, Rashini. Soon come. See you mañana. Yeah, right? Yeah, right? So it's the same publishing company, the same publishing company. I feel like I heard recently that they laid off a bunch of people and that they're going under. So I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel bad about it. I'm sorry, Jan. I don't have any calendar. Like when I commit to something, I have to put it on my calendar or I'm not going to do it. And I don't have any calendar thing saying that we were having breakfast on a specific day. So I'm sorry. I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't have any plans to have breakfast today. Katrina and I are here in Palm Springs, in Joshua Tree, just vegging out, chilling out. Yeah, okay, so that is what I came away from the conference with. Uh, the 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 knowledge that I'm going to have to do some more. Like what I came away from the conference with was that the things I thought going into the conference were wrong, and I'm going to have to figure out something else. Uh, but that's not to say that we don't go to conferences. We go to conferences because there's no relationship like the in-person relationship, right? The people that you meet in person and you get to talk to face, that is you can't duplicate that, right? So yes, we know each other from the internet. Some of you I do know in the real world, but we know each other from the internet. But when it's time for referrals or whatever, for networking or whatever, the person who you know in the real world is the person who's going to come to mind first. Is the person who you're going to be able to support and who's going to be able to support you. There's no relationship like an in-person relationship. So I'm keep going to conferences, and plus, like having one not good experience out of three is not bad. It's worth it. Um, yeah, but so that's what I came away with, that some of these publishers are not supporting themselves by publishing books. I know authors, right? It makes sense to me that there are authors out there whose books are not making them enough money to live on, right? But it did not occur to me that there were publishers of New York Times best-selling books who were not being able to draw a salary from their publishing company. So I know that I need to find a different, that's not whatever their business model is, it's not going to be mine. I can't do it that way, right? Because I need to eat eggs. I need these $36 breakfasts, right? And I learned a little bit about how AI can be a support in the book publishing world, as much as most people are afraid. I think most of the people at the conference were afraid of AI. I did learn how it can be a support. And then immediately after the conference, driving here from San Diego, I listened to Joanna Penn, and she has had a few episodes back to back on AI for writing and publishing. So I feel more encouraged about that, about how it can just be a time saver, right? And a support, not a eliminator of writers. AI is not going to take the place of writers. The people who will benefit the most, though, are the people who know how to engage with AI or who know how to prompt AI, right? Even just knowing how to prompt ChatGPT to get what you want out of it, those are the people who are about to be rolling in dough. So that was a nice takeaway. Okay. So it was a learning experience. It was just a book publishing conference. I've said enough about it that you could find it if you wanted to find. I don't want to say the actual name. It was just a conference for independent book publishers. Like that's pretty much what it was called. But I don't want to say that that's what it was called. Okay. Yeah. So it was a learning experience, and so I'm learning. I'm learning. Yes, right. So I listened to her um, on the way here and also today. So yes, the Creative Pen podcast. Yes, so I said Joanna Penn like everybody would know, but some of you don't know. So the Creative Pen is the podcast. She's Joanna Penn. She's taught me in the 2-hour drive more than I learned. She and her guests in the 2 or 3 hour drive from San Diego taught me more than that expensive conference. Well, the conference itself wasn't expensive, but the hotel was overpriced. I'll say that. Uh, So we continue to learn new things. Okay, we continue to learn new things. So I'm here. I am enjoying Joshua Tree. I am hosting the YouTube Success Challenge next week. So, speaking of getting coaching from somebody who knows their thing so that you can have an easier path, a shorter cut, right? Take a shortcut. YouTube Success 5-Day Challenge starts on Monday, Monday through Friday, the 15th through the 19th of May. If you have a YouTube channel that's not growing, or if you don't have a YouTube channel at all and you're ready to get started, join the YouTube Success Challenge with me and 40 other Black women YouTubers or YouTubers to be so that you can get some progress and do the thing that you're afraid to do in community with other women who get it, right? The YouTube Success Challenge is not a free challenge because you get group coaching and you get feedback from me on your work and on your video. So it's not a free challenge, but it is a challenge that is going to give you the tools that you can use over and over and over, right? So just like I said, I made this video. I went to vidIQ to help them fix the title, right? The YouTube Success Challenge gives you a tool, a skill set, skill set, yeah, that you'll use over and over. It's not a one-time thing. It's not like, oh, I made a video in the challenge and now, but I don't know what to do, right? The whole point of the challenge is to show you what to do so you can keep doing it over and over so that you can keep making videos that people watch and videos that grow your community if you want or grow your business if you want. You don't have to be a business owner. You don't have to want to have a community in order for YouTube to be a good thing for you, right? If your YouTube channel just stops with your YouTube channel, do that. You know I like it, okay? I like to do as little as possible. So if your YouTube channel is just a YouTube channel and it doesn't support a business or doesn't feed into a community, a coaching program or anything like that, that's fine, okay? The YouTube Success Challenge will still help you grow. What I teach, let me put the link in here before I keep going. The link is vicarious.com/challenge. Pretty simple, vicarious.com/challenge. What I teach is we work on who is your audience. Because I know a lot of people say now you don't need a niche, but that's not true because the people who are saying that have a niche, right? Every now and then you'll see a YouTube video and they'll be like, new YouTube advice, you don't need a niche, that's dead. And I'm like, you have a niche, right? Your channel is YouTube growth, right? That's a niche. Your channel is making money online. That's a niche. Anyway, so I teach you, on the first day, we walk through getting really clear on who your channel is for. If your channel doesn't exist yet, no problem. We can still work on that. Then we work on who those people, right, that group of people, who those people are already watching on YouTube. The good news is this is a platform where your audience is already there. You don't need to bring them over to YouTube. You just need to move them from who they're watching to your channel. And it's not even competition. You don't even need to get them to stop watching anybody else, right? You just need to add yourself into the mix. So who are you for? Who are they already watching? And then how do you get YouTube to then suggest your videos to those people? Right? You tell YouTube I'm related, right? That's the answer. You tell YouTube people like, for me lately, Cynthia G is one of the biggest channels that brings me new subscribers, right? So, okay, people, if they like Cynthia G, they'll like Stephanie. So they should just recommend my videos after people watch Cynthia G, right? How do you get YouTube to do that? Data. You give it the right data. And we work through that on the challenge, okay? So that's what the YouTube Success Challenge is. It starts on May 15th, which is Monday. May is going to be half over on Monday? Like what? I don't know. I don't know what's happening with time. I don't know, okay? But it starts Monday. We have, I think, 15 women signed up, but we'll hit 40. It always fills up. So we'll be at 40 when the challenge starts next Monday. So if you want a spot, go ahead and get your spot in the challenge. Our group coaching sessions are at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 p.m. Pacific Time, for an hour, 9 to 90 minutes. If you can come to the group coaching sessions, wonderful. If you can't come to any of those group coaching sessions, don't join the challenge. You're not going to get your money's worth if you're not in group coaching. Now, if you can come to group coaching, but only come for the first half an hour every day, no problem, right? No problem. But if you can't come to any group coaching session, or if you can't come to at least half of the group coaching sessions for, most of the time, it's not worth it. You're not going to get the money's worth, the feedback from me and from the community. But I do have a digital product called Get Found on YouTube, which is vicarious.com/getfound. It's the same information, but in a course form instead of a group coaching challenge format. Okay, so Get Found on YouTube and the YouTube Success 5-Day Challenge are the same content, you're learning the same thing. It's just without, Get Found on YouTube is without group coaching, without feedback, without community. Okay, without the coaching calls. All right, okay, okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to experimenting with it too. I think it's going to be really helpful. I think that people are afraid of a thing, but if you put it into context, just like we said, Photoshop didn't remove the need for designers. We just need designers who know how to use Photoshop, right? Same thing with this. YouTube didn't put an end to television, right? It changed things, but it didn't put an end to television. And Photoshop didn't put an end to graphic designers. All graphic designers now have to know how to use, I don't know, Photoshop may be a really out of date example, but as far as I know, they all use Photoshop. I think that that is very similar to what we'll see in the space of, what is it called? Progenerative AI? Joanna Penn uses some other things, right? Okay, okay. Hi. Okay. Wild Love Living wants you to know, and I want you also to know, that the YouTube challenge was a game changer for her. Wonderful. Incredible challenge. Got me out of my head and into action. That's what we need, right? That's what we need. Just like I sat down after this conference and decided on some things, and, we got to put it into action. Okay. You can fill up all the notebooks you want. Where are your videos, ma'am? Where are your books, friend? Right? Let's put some things into action. It's really okay to be afraid and still do it. All right? I'm really afraid. I'm really afraid. I have feedback from my editor that I have not opened yet because I'm really afraid to read what she had to say. Right? It's okay to be afraid of things and still take action. I've paid her, so believe me, I'm going to read the feedback. But it's really scary. It's okay to be afraid and still take action on the thing. All right? And Anissa says, thanks for being vulnerable and sharing your process. You're welcome. Thank you very much for being so helpful and supportive to you, Anissa, and all of you, friends. Thank you very much for being so helpful and so supportive. Thanks for making this a place where we can have these conversations. I appreciate you all so much. All right? I will see some of you on Saturday in Palm Springs for dinner. And some of you, hopefully, I'll see around. And then one of you I will see tomorrow at the airport. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, and then the rest of you, I hope I'll see you around. Thank you very much for being here and for helping me, contributing, being so helpful. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful evening. Bye, friends.